Okay, this is John Bushka on January the 4th. I just want to make a very brief video explaining what my work will be in the near future. As I've said before, the material in my three Do Ask, Do Tell books can lends itself to storytelling, but it tends to be easier to break the material up into several separate storylines, each of which might become a film by itself. So I'm going to write treatment documents along according to Harmon's story circle principles for each treatment, and then present it in a video, in a number of separate videos. One of them is the early part of my young adulthood when I was expelled from college, the Williamsburg and Charlotte's large screenplay. So one version, my parents are the protagonists. In another version, the B version, I'm a protagonist, and I split that up into three time periods, which would possibly be three separate treatments. And then there's a backstory that happened in the middle 2000s when I was a substitute teacher that generates another screenplay. And then in the third book, there's two road trips in parallel that could be separate films, or they could be joined together with some layering to make one film, but you'd have two separate story circles. And then I'd have a presentation of how to update topics for a documentary film that's based on the second book of the Do Ask, Do Tell book, which is a set of essays, but basically based around the idea of Bill of Rights too. I would provide a video that explains how you would update the book, which was written in 2002, to encourage the problems that we have today, like public health with COVID and war and facing climate change and power grid and a lot of those things. And then a video on the perspective of my work as being individualistic, not based on belonging to a tribe or belonging to an oppressed group. And then a video on why inequity is driving so much hyper partisanship and polarization, and to discuss what the people on both sides really want, both the far left and far right, and why those left in the middle are basically put in danger by this. And then a video on what personal agency means, how inequity creates moral challenges for wanting to live one's own life according to one's own sense of identity, from a libertarian point of view, not from the point of view of wokeness that you've been hearing. And then a question about who can function as a legitimate citizen journalist. And so want to see if I can apparently I'm trying to see if I can bring my own face back, but it doesn't seem to work. This is a trial video. This is a trial video, but I'm just trying to learn to get things to work.